Ever looked at an ECG and felt like you are reading an alien language? So don't worry, you are not alone. Hey, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. So let's simplify the ECG in a way you will never forget. This is ECG part 1, the basics of ECG. Let's start. Okay, firstly, what is ECG? ECG, electrocardiography, is a non invasive test that records the electrical activity of the heart over time using electrodes placed on the body. ECG was discovered by a Dutch physiologist William Antoine in 1903. How ECG works? The heart has its own built-in pacemaker, the SA node, sinoatrial node. These nodes generate electrical impulses that spread through the atria, AV node, bundle of Hayes Purkinje fibers. These impulses cause the heart muscles to contract and relax. This is what keeps your heart beating. These impulses create voltage changes that can be detected by the electrodes placed in specific patterns. And the ECG machine records these changes as waves on graph paper, and that's your ECG strips. What are the clinical uses? It detects arrhythmias like defibrillation, VT, helps in diagnose ischemia, MI, identify the electrolyte imbalance, monitor pacemaker, and evaluate the drug toxicity like digoxin. Now ECG paper. ECG is printed on graph paper with small and big squares. There is a horizontal axis and vertical axis. So let's start with the horizontal axis. This is all about time. Yes, time is a big deal here. One small square is equal to 0.04 seconds and one large square is equal to 0.20 seconds. That is 5 small square. So, if you count 5 large squares between the two RR intervals, that's the, yep, you are right, 1 second. This is super helpful when calculating the heart rate. Now let's look at the vertical axis. This shows the voltage or amplitude of the heart's electrical signals. One small square is equal to 0.1 MV millivolt and one large square is equal to 0.5 millivolt. Now, if a wave reaches two large squares high, how much voltage is that? Think about it. Yep, you got it, 1 millivolt. So a quick recap, the horizontal axis tracks the time with one small square is equal to 0.04 second and one large square is equal to 0.20 seconds. And the vertical axis tracks voltage amplitude with one small square is equal to 0.1 millivolt and one large square is equal to 0.5 millivolt. Now it's your turn to check out some ECG strips and try measuring time and amplitude. Don't worry, practice makes perfect. Okay, so do you want to calculate the heart rate in seconds? Let's discuss. Method number 1, which is 300 rule for regular rhythm. Okay, count the large boxes between the two R waves, and the formula is heart rate is equal to 300 by R numbers of large boxes between the two R waves. Method number 2, which is 6-second strip method, and it's useful for irregular rhythm. Here, count the R waves in 6-second strips, which is 30 large boxes. Okay, in 6-second strips, count the R waves, total number of R waves, and multiply it by 10. So, heart rate is equal to R waves, total number of R waves into 10. Okay, so this is how you will get the heart rate when you have the irregular rhythms. So whenever regular rhythm, use the 300 rule, and irregular rhythm, use the 6-second rules.
Three, two, one.
So now the ECG leads and heart walls. What are ECG leads? ECG leads are like cameras that take electrical snapshots of your heart from different angles. There are 12 standard leads in a 12 lead ECG, and these are divided into two types: 6 limb leads and 6 chest leads, which is called the precordial leads. Limb leads, this look at the heart in a frontal plane, which is top to bottom view, and these leads are leads 1, 2, 3, which is bipolar leads, and AVR, AVL, AVF, which are augmented unipolar leads. Here comes a common viva and must known for clinical practice, the color codes of limb leads. Okay, so the mnemonic is ride your green bike. Okay, ride is red, red is for right arm. Your is yellow, yellow is for left arm. Green, green is for left leg. And bike is black, black is for right leg. So remember this mnemonic. Now the chest lead, precordial leads V1 to V6. This looks at the heart in a horizontal plane from front to back view. Let's quickly revise which each chest leads goes. V1, fourth intercostal space, right sternal border. V2, fourth intercostal space, left sternal border. V3, between V2 and V4. V4, fifth intercostal space, mid-clavicular line. V5, same level as V4, anterior axillary line. And V6, same level as V5, mid-axillary line. Now let's break down which lead shows which part of the heart. And trust me guys, this is the important topic for exam and also clinically. So let's discuss. Inferior wall 2-3 AVF leads supplied by right coronary artery RCA. Lateral wall lead 1 AVL V5 V6 supplied by left circumflex artery. Anterior wall lead V3 V4 supplied by LAD, left anterior descending artery. Septal wall leads V1 V2 supplied by LAD, septal branches. Okay, now comes the posterior wall. So this is a question for you all. Let me know in the comment below the leads and the artery supplied by. Now move on to ECG waves, duration, amplitude and abnormalities. Starting with P wave. P wave represent atrial depolarization. Normal duration is less than 0.12 second and height is less than 2.5 mm. Now what are the abnormality? If peaked, then right atrial enlargement, and if notch, then left atrial enlargement. Okay. So we'll discuss about this in the part 2. Move on to PR interval. Start of P to start of QRS. Normal range is 0.1 to 0.20 seconds. And what are the abnormality? If short PR, then it may be WPW syndrome. And if long PR, then first degree heart block. All the abnormalities we will discuss in part 2. Okay. So to QRS complex, represent ventricular depolarization. The duration is less than 0.12 second. Okay, so the abnormality is if wide QRS complex, so bundle branch block and ventricular origin. ST segment, flat baseline between QRS and T. ST elevation then represent MI, ST depression, ischemia. T wave represent ventricular repolarization. Height is less than 5 mm in limb, less than 10 mm in chest leads. Inversion, ischemia, electrolyte imbalances. QT interval from Q start to T, and if prolonged QT interval indicates Torsades risk. Now there is U wave. U wave usually not seen or maybe less than 1.5 mm follows the T waves. Okay, best seen in V2 V4. The causes of prominent hue waves are hypokalemia, classic cause, hypercalcemia, hypothermia, antiarrhythmic drugs. And that's it for part 1 of ECG basics. We covered the ECG paper, waves, interval, heart pulse, leads, color codes, and even how to calculate the heart rate, all the must known foundation. If this helped you understand ECG a little better, give it a thumbs up and comment ready for part 2 below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with all your medical friends. We'll cover the axis deviation, MI, heart blocks, and other abnormalities in part 2. So stay tuned for that. Until then, keep learning, keep growing. Bye.